We're not gonna do so much talking today, but we're gonna finish the whole our whole sequence now. So we've been adding on to it, and we'll do the second vinyasa. So we have like a whole sequence that we'll continue practicing. And then of course we're adding in here and there some fun poses and something new as well. So let's just come into our comfortable seated position. And please use the blocks if that feels good. Okay. And let's just start by see if we need to move something or just getting into our place, getting comfortable. And then if you feel good, you can close your eyes. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's see if we can use these exhales just to release, let go. Let go of wherever we're coming from, whether it's work or somewhere else. Just exhaling it all out. Feel how the body starts relaxing, the shoulders become heavier, dropping down. Allowing the face to relax. Just allowing yourself to arrive here and now. Maybe noticing that you've arrived at the mat and just feeling your sit bones on the mat, feeling how you're sitting down, rooting down. Beautiful. And I'm going to invite you to place one palm on the heart, the other palm on the baby. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths here with the baby, inhaling into the belly, into the rib cage, and then up to the chest or the heart. And we're gonna from here move into a rocking, and you decide if you wanna keep your eyes closed, staying with yourself, or if you wanna open the eyes, that's also fine. We're gonna place the palms onto the knees and then coming into our rocking. So on the inhale, we're moving forward, keeping the chest open, spine straight. On the exhale, we go back and we round. Inhale, come forward, moving from the hips. Exhale, coming back and rounding. And we want to just get into this flow of inhales and exhales without any pauses in between, just allowing it to flow easily. Using our full inhale as we come forward. And then full exhale as we come back. And maybe noticing how the breath slows down and the movement becomes longer and deeper. Just allowing this rhythmic, flowy way of inhaling and exhaling. Keeping your mind just focus on this connection of the breath and the movement. Allowing the mind to count down. And then slowly making the movement smaller and come all the way up to the middle, slowing down the movement. Okay, we're going to start with our warm-up, starting as always with our neck. So on our next exhale, we're going to bring the chin down to the chest. Chin down to the chest. On our next inhale, we're going to lift the chin up, look up. Maybe the head drops back. Exhale, coming back down. A few of these, following your own breath, just loosening up slowly. And here we're keeping this connection of the movement and the breath, allowing us to get into this nice body awareness, noticing and checking in. See how we're doing. And coming back to the middle, let's drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And then the chin can come down and we move to the other side. And again, following the breath, maybe just rocking here back and forth. Or if it feels good, you can come into whole circles. Maybe we inhale as the head drops back. Exhale as the chin comes down. And next time the chin is down, change the directions, going the other way. Being curious, seeing if you find something different when you change the direction of the movement. And we bring the head back to the center. We're going to slowly roll the shoulders, so lifting up on the inhale. On the inhale we come down. Now inhale the shoulders up. Exhale, bring them back and down. Yes, exactly. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down. One more. Beautiful. Okay. And we're going to come into our flow in the upper body. So if you're sitting on a block, it can be good to have a block here on our left side. Otherwise, we can just come straight to the mat. And we bring the palms together in front of the chest. Take a few rounds, just moving with the breath and then coming into our stretches. So let's inhale here. On the exhale, we bring the fingers forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, open the chest. Okay. Inhale here. Exhale, rounding the back here. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, releasing. Okay. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, releasing. For the next one, we take a pause when we're up with the arms. Exhale. Inhale up, this time releasing the bend. Bring the left palm down to the mat or the block. Right arm comes up. Exhale, coming over. But here we think about creating space. Making sure we're not dropping too far down here. But more about opening and creating space. Inhaling up into the space we're creating. And coming back. Let's come back together. We take an inhale. Exhale, rounding, pressing forward. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, bring the right palm down. Change the side of the block if you need. Left arm up. And maybe coming a little bit over. Making sure we're not compressing, but we're opening, lengthening. Okay. And coming back. I'm going to take another one, including the twist. Exhale, rounding. Inhale up. This time the left palm comes to the left knee, right palm behind us. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, looking towards our right shoulder. And remember, we're twisting always in the upper back, not twisting in the middle or lower back in our prenatal yoga. To protect the belly, protect the, we're not pressing too much into the, creating more diastasis recti here. We're protecting this area. And coming back, let's come to the other side. Take an inhale here. Exhale, rounding, pressing forward. Inhale, come up. Right palm to the right knee, left palm behind us. Same here. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale, twisting in the upper back. Looking towards our left shoulder. Feeling a nice opening here with bringing the left shoulder back. And releasing. Let's take the final one with our chest opener. Exhale, rounding. Inhale up. And this time, fingers come behind us, maybe on top of the bolster if we need to. We're just staying on our fingers here. And we think about opening the chest area. Maybe dropping the head back or looking up. Breathing into this opening. And releasing. Beautiful. Okay. And now just reminding ourselves of the Ujjayi breathing before we continue. So we can place our palms here onto the rib cage. Take a couple of deep Ujjayi breaths. Remember, you make a little constriction here in the neck, but not too much. It's a little bit softer than we're used to in the normal yoga classes. So on the inhale, inhaling into the palms. On the exhale, we're hugging everything in. Inhaling into the palms. And as you say, hug the baby, hugging everything in back and in the front and the back. And we're going to use this breath throughout the practice, using it to help us protect this area, to find stability and helping us not to cross any limits. And from here on our next exhale, we're going to hug in the baby and we're going to move into our foreleg position. Okay, so finding our forelegs. And it can be good to use this support of the other mat. If it feels good, just making it a little bit softer. And palms are under the shoulders and knees under the hips. And we're going to start with our cats and cows. On the inhale, looking forward. On the exhale, we round, press into the palms, make a rounding in the spine. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, rounding. A few more here, following your own breath. We make sure we have our fingers spread, so we're supporting the wrists. Here we're moving the pelvic, starting to move the whole spine, checking in how we're doing now, today. And let's come back to the middle, to neutral, and we're going to lengthen the right leg back, toes are down, and we're pressing into the heel here. Getting a nice stretch in the calf muscle. Great pose to do before sleep if you're having these cramps, calf cramps during the night. Okay, and we can continue here. Or if you want, you can, on the exhale, hug everything in and lift up. And maybe bring in the opposite arm up as well. Okay, is it hard on the wrists? Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, let's come back up, back down, sorry. Continuing with our cats and cows. On the inhale, looking forward. On the exhales, rounding. Okay. So I'm gonna put this up there. Maybe it can be like this. It's a little bit softer on the wrist. Try it out. Is it better? A little bit easier. Okay, coming back to our neutral pose. We bring the left leg back. Toes are down, pressing into the heel. A nice stretch in the calf. And if you're going to lift up the leg, we hug the baby in, then lifting up. Lifting up on the exhale. Same with the hand. On the next exhale, hugging everything in, lifting up. And these are all options. We don't have to go this far if we feel like we need to take it easier. And coming back down. Beautiful. Okay, let's take a sip of water if we want before coming into our soft form A and B. You can also use the time to round or make circles, loosen up in the wrists a little bit. Okay. And coming back to our forelegs, we're gonna grab one of the blocks to come into our soft form A and B. And we remember we have the index finger more or less by the corner of the block as we start. So index finger facing forward, spreading the fingers. And then we're going to bring the palms on top of the block. We're going to line the right knee with the right palm. And then on the exhale, hug everything in, stepping forward. And this gives us a good idea how we're doing today, if we need to add another block, or maybe even make the block higher. So if this was difficult. Okay, so coming up on our inhale. Coming and finding the straight line here, toes are pointing straight forward. And on the exhale, coming into our lunge here. And remember, we're not just sinking down here, but we're just coming to our minimum edge, keeping control. Coming back up, exhale as we come down. Stepping the left leg back. And let's find our child's pose, so palms come to the mat. We open up the knees, so we have plenty of space for the belly. And the forehead comes down to the mat. Maybe breathing a few times here into the rib cage, into the back. And we remind ourselves that this is our safe pose. So if we need a break during any of the poses we're doing, at any point during the practice, we can come here to rest. Okay, we're gonna move into our first down dog, if we're doing down dogs today. So bring on the knees a little bit more in again. We tuck the toes under, palms are glued down onto the mat. Lift up the knees, come into our down dog. And you can keep the knees bent here as much as it feels good. Even the elbows can bend a little bit. Taking deep breaths. And on the exhale, both knees coming down at the same time. Exactly. We come to our other side. So palms back on top of the block. And we line the left knee with the left palm. Step the right foot forward. Okay, on the inhale, coming up. On the exhale, finding our lunge. Exactly. Inhale, coming back. This time we're going to come into our forward fold. So maybe changing the height of the block. Lift the back knee up. And we step forward here. Okay, inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees, allowing the knees to stay bent. Okay, and then inhaling as we come up, keeping the knees bent, maybe supporting ourselves here, the thighs, arms coming to the side. Exhale down. Beautiful. Okay, everyone good? Yes, more or less. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to come into our soft form B. So we add the same flow, but we add the opening, the twist. Okay, everyone good? Are you're not comfortable with the block? Okay. So be careful when you come up and down. Okay. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, bending the knees as we come down. Find the block. And we're going to step the right leg back. Okay. Okay, so we're going to inhale, come up. Exhale, finding our lunge. Okay, now coming into our twist, our forearm comes onto the thigh. Make sure the hips stay squared, both facing forward. And we twist in the upper body. Looking back or to the side. Exactly. And inhale, come back up. Exhale, coming down. Move the left leg back. And we come into our child's pose. Forehead down onto the mat or maybe onto a block. Okay. And an option to stay here. Come to four-legged or moving up to our down dog. So whatever fits your flow today, your energy. And if we come up to down dog, allowing the knees to stay bent, hips are up. A few breaths. And then exhaling both knees down at the same time. Okay, palms come up to the block. Left knee lined with the left arm or left palm. On the exhale, hug everything in and then stepping forward. Okay, and we come up. Inhale up. Exhale, move forward. Okay, forearm comes onto the thigh. Inhale the left arm up, twisting in the upper body. Hips stay still, not moving. Inhale up. And we find our way up to standing again. So maybe moving the block, lifting the back knee, and we step forward. Okay, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And then coming up to standing. Exhale down, beautiful. Okay, let's take a break. So you can take a sip of water or just breathe a little bit. So we're going to be moving into our vinyasa after this. So what can is there something we can adjust with the blocks? Or is it?
I'm not sure I should use them because I don't have them on the phone.
Ah, okay.
Should I
But you can,
someone?
yeah, yes, you should be.
Okay.
I can see it because if you need to use the hand to move the leg, then you need to stay more up. Then it's too much for you. So I would definitely be using it. You can use books, for example, at home, or just anything. We can discuss that.
Okay.
So I would definitely use them. Okay. So let's come into the vinyasa. And we're going to come into it from standing. So we have our block ready. And on our inhale, we inhale the arms up. Exhaling arms to the side to help us with the stability. We can bend the knees, find our block, and we step our right leg back. And here we have options, either to bring the knee down if we want to take it easier today, or keep the knee up. If we're keeping the knee up, we bring the back heel down, and then find our warrior one. So either here or with the knee down. Okay. And we want the hips to stay forward. Make sure the stand feels good, the knee is more or less above the front heel. Finding a strong posture, lifting up, starting to open the chest a little bit, arms coming back, strong legs. And then bringing the fingers behind us, interlacing the fingers, open up the chest. Maybe this is enough. If you already feel a good stretch, then stay here. Or if you want to go deeper, moving a little bit forward, keeping the gaze straight forward. Deep breaths, strong legs. And slowly coming back. On the exhale, come down to the block, just to lift up the back heel here. Okay, then coming up again. Inhale up. Let's bring the palms to the hips. I'm going to bend the back knee a little bit, just making sure we find stability here. Okay, on the exhale, we're going to hug everything in, both back and front, and straighten out the back leg. Exactly. Heel stays up. Inhale up. Okay, coming into our cactus arm. Exhale, knee comes down. And remember, there's also an option to do this with the knee down. Move with your own breath here. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep going. Or if you're here on the knee, you're focusing on the upper body. Exhale, open the chest. Okay. Last one. Okay, beautiful. Gonna find our block again. And we're gonna bring the knee down. Now let's find our other block. So grab the other block. Okay, on our next exhale, we're gonna straighten out the front leg, the toes come up, hips come back. But make sure we're keeping the spine straight here, not rounding. If we feel like we're rounding, we have to change the position of the blocks. On the inhale, coming forward, bending the front leg. And again, not sinking too deep here, just getting a little stretch, minimum edge. Exhale back. Straighten the leg. Inhale forward. So finding this nice flow. And remember, every pose should feel good. So if there's something not feeling good, then take a pause. You can put both blocks on the inside as well. You can do it from here, like this. Yeah, like I'm doing here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but I would keep try this then. That's fine. If it feels okay. Exactly. Exhale, coming back. Okay. Next time you're back, let's stay there. Take a few breaths. Making sure the spine is straight. Just getting a nice stretch here in the back of the leg. And coming forward, same here. Taking a pause, taking a couple of breaths. Okay. And we're going to place the block down again. 1 or 2, whatever you're using. And we're going to bring the left leg back. Okay, we're going to come into our prenatal chaturanga. So our palms on the mat, under the shoulders. And we're going to come straight into our down dog. So inhale as you come back. Exhale, bending the elbows back, coming through and moving straight into our down dog. Exactly. So inhale back, bend the elbows, come through, lifting up to down dog. Okay. Exhale, both knees coming down. Both knees come down at the same time. Okay, we'll come to the other side. Palms come on top of the block. This time lining the left leg with the left palm. And I'm going to turn this way. Left leg with the left palm, stepping the right leg forward on our exhale. Okay. Right leg comes up, we lift up the back heel. And knee comes down. And remember your options to stay on the knee or lifting up, then coming up to standing. Into our warrior one, exactly. Making sure the stand is nice, you can adjust if it feels awkward. Beautiful. Finding a strong pose, lifting up here, open the chest, strong legs, deep breaths. With our Ujjayi breathing, ocean sun breath, but soft ones. Okay, we're going to interlace the finger behind us. Open the chest here. On the exhale, moving forward. Exactly. If we're there today. Think about open, keeping the chest open, gaze is forward. And inhale, come back. Exhale, find your block to lift up the back heel. And here, maybe shortening the stand if you need to. Creates more stability and then coming up again. Okay. If you're really unstable here, maybe shortening the stand and even putting the leg a little bit away. Just making me more space. Okay. Yes, inhale up. Okay, on the next exhale, bending the back knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale up, following your own breath, a few more. Maybe try, if you bring this foot a little bit more here, so it's a little bit less, more space, try it, yeah, if it feels better. Maybe more stability. Yeah. Okay, let's take the last one. Exhale down, inhale up. Okay, we're gonna come down. Back heel can come down, bring the knee down. And we're gonna move the blocks on either side or both, as we did before, both on one side, on the inside of the leg. On a nice exhale, hips come back, straighten the front leg. On the inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back. Inhale forward, keep going. Gonna change side so you can see me better. Keeping the spine straight. Moving with the breath. And next time the hips are back, let's take a pause there. If we don't find the stretch, maybe coming a little bit lower. Next inhale, coming forward, coming to our minimum edge here. Okay, and we're gonna bring the blocks down again, blocker blocks. We lift up the back knee. And we're gonna step into our forward fold, coming back up. Okay, here lengthening the spine, maybe straighten out the arm, legs, sorry. We can bring the palms on the chin as well. Exhale, coming into forward fold, knees can stay bent here. And then we're gonna move up, palms onto the thigh. And remember, if you get dizzy as you come up, you can take a pause here and just come slowly. And then arms come to the side. Exhale down. Beautiful. Okay. See if you need to just take a couple of breaths of water. And I want to take one balancing pose before we continue to Vinyasa 2. I'm going to take tree pose. So just come to the middle of our mats. Keep about hip distance between the legs, even a little bit more, whatever feels good. Okay, we're going to grab our left arm here with our right arm. So grabbing the left arm from behind. And we're just going to wag here back and forth, feel into the soles of the feet. And here we're just doing this to find our center of balance today. So the center changes quite fast as the belly grows. So it can be very interesting to do this regularly, see how it changes. Okay, then just coming into our center of gravity, whatever that is, we can release the arm. Okay, we're going to put all the weight down into our left foot, our left leg. And we're going to bring the toes here and the heel by the legs, so bending the right knee. We can either stay here if we don't have a lot of stability today, or see if we want to move the foot to the calf, even up to the thigh if we're there. But just making sure we're not pressing on the knee, but otherwise just finding our place. And it can be good to find the point, the focus point in front of us, something that's not moving. Maybe bringing the palms here together or keeping them open, whatever feels better. Maybe even bringing the arms up if the stability is good today. But not so much about the pose here, just coming into finding our stability. Beautiful. And release. Another thing that also helps us with stability is the breath. So if we can focus on the breath, keep it calm and slow, that also helps. Let's come into the other side. So this time grabbing our right arm. And again, just taking a couple of these, walking back and forth, finding our center. Okay. As we come into our middle, into the center, feel the stability here, how we ground down through the legs. And then moving this into our right leg. So we can release the arms, just moving all the stability, rooting down through the right leg, right foot. And then we move the left leg, bend the left knee. See where the balance is on this side. So maybe already bring the palms wherever we feel most stable, here or here. And then on our next exhale, if we want to move the foot, maybe moving it to the calf. Using the breath, slow breaths, something in front of us that we can focus on. Beautiful. And releasing when you're ready. Okay. Nice. Now coming into our Vinyasa 2. And we're going to come into it through our chair pose. So let's come to the top of the mat, more or less, or in front of our blocks here. We're going to use the blocks again. Maybe a little bit closer. Can even kind of, yeah, just be kind of on the side of each block. Yeah. Okay, and we're going to come into our chair pose. So we bend the knees, arms come up. It's kind of like we're sitting down into a chair. Like we're sitting into a seat, a chair. Okay. Then inhale, come up. Coming into our forward fold. Arms to the side, bending the knees, bending our blocks. And we're going to step the right leg back. Beautiful. Back heel can come down again. I'm going to come into our warrior 2. So making our way up. And this time the arms come to either side. Exactly. Right arm back, left arm forward. We're bending again the front knee here, 90 degrees, but this time the hips are more open. And just making sure we're not moving the knee too much. It's more or less above the ankle. Okay, shoulders relaxed, strong pose. Kind of like we're shooting into both sides with our fingers lengthening into both sides. Okay, here we're going to come into a little flow. So on the next inhale, we're going to bring the palm down here. Inhale up, reversed warrior. On the exhale, coming forward, forearm comes on to the thigh. Lengthen over. Yes, inhale, come up, reversed warrior. So we're going to flow here between these two poses. Exhale. Few more with your own breath. Strong legs, the legs are not moving. The glute down. Just moving the upper body here. Okay. Let's take one more reversed warrior. And on the exhale. Here, let's look down, fending our block. Maybe moving it like this. So we have them a little bit higher. We're going to come into triangle pose. So the palm comes down here onto the block. And we lift the other arm up. Either keeping the knee bent as it is, or we straighten out the front leg if it's available. But also you can keep it bent. And just allowing the right hip here to come forward. Sometimes in yoga classes we're told to bring it back, but this time just allow it to drop forward. This is also just to allow the belly here to rest and drop forward. Exactly. We can be looking up, forward or down, whatever feels good for the neck. Okay, to come out of it, bending the front knee, and we can come up here. Okay, let's move down. So we're gonna bend our block here, lift the back heel, bring the knee down, and we're gonna come into twist in low lunge here. So we can use the block here to the right side. And we're going to open up to the left side. And we can keep it moving a few times, making sure this is available for us and it feels good. And then maybe coming into stability here, into a pause. Okay. And we come back. Just bring the blocks down as we need. And we're going to bring the left leg back. Okay, let's come into a chaturanga again. So palms coming down to the mat, making sure knees are above the hips, or below the hips, sorry. Okay, on the inhale, we come back, hips back. On the exhale, bending the elbows, rolling through, coming up and into our down dog. Okay, keeping the knees bent here, soft. Making sure the head is loose, allowing the belly to hang. Pelvic floor, getting a little break here. And on the next exhale, both knees coming down at the same time. Exactly. Okay, we're going to come to the other side. We're going to move here so you can see me better. So palms coming back to the blocks. And we line the left foot with the left palm. On the next exhale, right leg steps forward. Okay, we're going to lift up the back knee. Knee coming down. And we find our way up to warrior two. Okay. Maybe you need to shorten the stand. Make sure you feel comfortable. Okay, beautiful. Arms shooting to either side. Knee is more or less above the ankle here. Okay, and we come into our flow. So let's inhale, come up. Exhale, forearm comes down onto the thigh. Legs stay still. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Strong legs. Moving with your own breath. Let's do two more rounds. And the last one. Exhale. Okay. This time finding our blocks. You can use the forearm here for stability. Palm comes onto the block and lengthen up. And see if you want to straighten out the front leg, allowing the left hip to drop forward. So if it's available, straightening out the front leg. And you decide if you want to look up, forward, or down. Yeah, come out of it if it's not available. Okay. Take a break, maybe. Okay. And to come out of it, bending the front knee. Bringing both palms onto the block. And we're going to step forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And then moving up with our bent knees. Let's come into our chair pose here. Okay, sitting down. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, palms coming down. Okay. How are we feeling? Good? Okay. Yeah, and we have to be a little bit careful with some of the poses. Yeah. Okay. We're almost done with the the moving poses. We're done with the vinyasas. I want to go into just a few poses and then we slow down on the mat with a few stretches. See what time it is. Yes. Okay, let's come into our squat. So we can use either the blocks, or if it feels better, you can use the bolster. Or even blocks and a blanket, make it a little bit softer. And then we sit down onto the blocks or the bolster. Okay, making sure we feel comfortable. And we can bring the palms together. We're not pushing onto the knees here, just gently placing them, the elbows here. No pushing. Okay, but what we want to is to feel our sit bones pointing down. So if we're like this, see if you can make sure the sit bones are facing down. Okay. Let's just close our eyes here for a moment. We're going to start coming into our breath. And we can actually use our Ujjayi breathing here. And maybe thinking about breathing down and filling into our pelvic floor. So it's a little bit like we're filling up the space down here, like it's a balloon or something. So pointing or bringing our breath down to the pelvic. And just continue for a few more breaths, just feeling this calmness as well that comes with the breathing, the controlled breathing. Okay. And from here we can open the eyes. Gonna come up midway so we can support ourselves here. And we're gonna stop in this pose here. Okay, maybe bring the legs a little bit more apart if you need to. And we're gonna straighten out our left arm here and bring the left shoulder down. So get coming into a little twist. So a little twist in the upper body, but also a nice stretch here. And changing sides. Right shoulder coming down. Let's do one more each side. And the other side. Then coming back to the middle. I'm going to come into little cats and cows here. If you feel okay in the legs, if you need to, you straighten out. Okay, so inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round the chin, come into the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's do two more. Last one. Exhale. And we straighten out the legs. Let's just close the eyes here. Open the palms. Allowing yourself to feel the release as well when you let go. Okay. Maybe bringing the legs a little bit closer. And we're going to move into a few hip circles. And really making the circles big so we can come into all the different muscles here, ligaments. Okay, changing directions. Loosening up. Okay. And releasing. Beautiful. Gonna move down to the mat. We can just move the blocks for now. Come back to your forelegs. Okay. And we're gonna step our left leg to the side. And remember, we're coming into our side lunges here. So maybe moving back and forward here, or coming into circles, if that feels good. But again, making sure we feel good in the pose. If something doesn't feel good, either let me know, we try to modify, or we have to skip the pose. Yeah. Feels weird, yeah. It's one of those few poses that opens up the mid part of the pelvic. Very few poses we can come into that does that. Okay, then bringing the leg back, stepping the right leg to the side. Same here. Either back and forth here to the sides or circles. Okay. And let's release. Bring the leg back to the middle. Let's bring the knees close and the heels out to the side. Okay, here we're gonna move in a few circles as well. And this might also feel a little bit awkward in the hips. And then changing sides. Okay, and releasing. Okay, we're gonna come into a seated position. And let's prepare our Savasana. We'll do 2 more poses. But let's prepare our Savasana. So we're gonna place our blocks like this. And our bolster here on top. And we find our blankets or towels, or whatever we're using. And we're gonna make a long roll like this. It's better to have it a little bit longer if we can. Let's see. Actually, I'll allow you to use this one. And I'll take this one. Okay. And we can just place it to the side. We're gonna do 2 stretches before we finish. So let's bring the legs to the side here, open up the legs. And actually, I'm gonna bring you both one of those pillows to put under the hips to lift up a little bit. So if you have another pillow or blanket or something at home, just lifting the hips up a little bit. Then the legs come out. So our sit bones should be pointing down. And if we lift up a little bit here from the behind, we're making sure we're not rounding like this. Okay, so let's start by bringing our left leg here to the inside. The left foot is on the inside of the thigh. And the toes are pointing up on the other foot. Maybe this is enough stretch, or maybe you want to walk a little bit forward, but making sure the spine is straight here. So as soon as we start rounding, going back. Okay. We should be feeling it here on the inside. Maybe even coming down here to the calf or the thigh. And if it feels good, you might even want to just close the eyes and take a few breaths here. Breathing into the stretch, into what you're feeling. Using the exhales to bring calmness. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. And then walking back. Slowly walking back. And we open the legs again. Changing sides, bending the other leg. Okay. Same here, making sure the sit bones are down. Maybe this is enough. Maybe we want to walk a little bit forward. Maybe it's different on this side, and that's okay. Just being patient and respecting that, respecting your limits. But we're slowly trying to balance these out, these imbalances that might be there in the body. Taking deep breaths. And 2 more breaths here. And then slowly coming back up. Beautiful. And we're going to end in our butterfly pose. Both legs bent and the soles of the feet coming together. The same thing here, making sure we're not rounding. If we're rounding, maybe we need to move a little bit to find our sit bones pointing down. You can move the legs a little bit up and down, see how you're doing. And then doing the same thing, maybe closing the eyes. Maybe this is already good enough stretch. Or if you want to come forward, keeping the spine straight, just moving the belly forward. Okay, taking deep breaths. Few more breaths here. Okay, from here, when you're ready, I'm gonna move into our Savasana. So let's remove the pillow, or if we're having something under the hips. And we're sitting right here in front of the bolster. And we're gonna find our blanket. Soles of the feet still together. And we place the blanket on top of the feet. And then under here, under the thighs, so we're using them as support for the thighs. And mine is a little short here, but yeah, exactly. So making sure you feel comfortable. And then we're gonna lie down, resting the arms down to the side. See, does it feel good? Or?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like this.
Maybe have it a little bit tighter here, like this. I think it's more support. And then lying down to the back. And when we're in our pose, allowing the arms to drop down to the side, palms facing up. Does the neck feel okay? Maybe. Do you want to try with the pillow? Okay. See what's better. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Allowing the exhales to release everything that needs to be released. Any tension that might still be there. Feeling the shoulders relax, our jaws and face. Remember, when we release the jaws and relax the jaws, we also relax the pelvis floor. It's all connected. And then just slowly letting go of the breath. Allow the breath to become natural. And allow yourself to feel this calmness after the effort you've done. Just now feeling a relaxed body. You might start feeling a bit of heaviness, kind of like you're sinking down. And we're going to allow ourselves just to rest here, give ourselves a couple of minutes in relaxation. The most important pose of them all. And if you're home, maybe allowing yourself to stay a few more minutes here in relaxation. Otherwise, we can start coming back. Again, maybe taking a few deep breaths in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Feeling our breath again, feeling the breath in the body. And we can start moving fingers, maybe toes. Maybe moving the head to one side and the other, if that feels good. And see if you Ready to bring the knees together and using the support of the palms to bring them together. And if it feels good, you could even bring the knees to one side and the other. And we're going to slowly make our way up to a seated position, but make sure you're doing it with the support of the arms, so rolling to one side, palm onto the floor, and lifting up from there. You don't want to strain the abdominal muscles by sitting up directly. And I recommend coming up like this also when you wake up or are coming up from the sofa or whatever. So let's find our seated position, the pose we started the class in. I'm going to invite you to place one palm onto the heart space, the other one onto the baby. I'm going to take a couple of breaths here together. Breathing into the belly, into the rib cage, up to the chest. Exhaling the same way. Inhale into the belly area, rib cage, and up to the chest. Exhaling the same way. And here you can also give thanks to yourself for coming to the mat today and showing up for yourself. Thanking your body for both everything that it's available or able to do, but also its limits, because they're important as well. And we can bring the palms together in front of the chest. And thank you for today. Namaste. Thank you. Okay, just slowly come back, and I'm here for any questions or comments as always.